As we come on the air this evening, Argentinian investigators announced the remains found in plastic bags in Mexico do not coincide with the DNA of the 43 missing students. Now, last week, Mexico's Attorney General claimed on live television that remains found in the Guerrero state were most likely linked to the 43 missing students. However, a forensics team out of Argentina has announced this evening that the DNA does not correspond with the remains uncovered by Mexican police. The relatives of the missing youth sought out the help from the Argentinian group following the Attorney General's announcement. They claim the investigation carried out by the Mexican authorities is unreliable. With reactions from Mexico, we now go to Clayton Kahn, who is joining us live from the phone, live over the phone. Clayton, thanks for joining us. You heard our opening report there. What else can you add at this moment to this developing situation, this surprise that these remains do not belong to the students?
Well, that's correct, Cody. According to the information, like you said, the independent Argentine forensic team investigating on behalf of the families of those 43 disappeared Ayotzinapa students have released a communique declaring that the remains of the almost dozens of bodies found in 3 different sites of clandestine graves, 2 outside of Iguala, Guerrero, where the attack occurred on the September 26th, and in one in a garbage dump outside of the nearby town of Cocula. Those remains do not pertain to the missing students. The world-renowned forensic team said that the DNA does not match the DNA of those students. Like you said, this is a major contrast to last Friday's announcement by Mexico's Attorney General Jesus Murillo Caram, who kind of coldly announced that the 3 organized crime members detained in relation to the case confessed to a mass murder of the students, burning their bodies and dumping the ashes into a river. So, like as you had mentioned, the families here of those missing 43 students distrust deeply the investigation by the authorities, and it's placed a lot of their weight in waiting for the reaction of this Argentine forensic team.
So they were hopeful of this investigation by the Argentinians. So how big of a tragedy is this for them? How big of a surprise is this for them that these remains do not actually belong to their loved ones, Clayton?
Well, I don't think it's much of a tragedy. I think most of the family members here are declaring in their protests and their announcements in their meetings with public officials that they want their children returned alive, and they believe deeply that their children, these 43 disappeared Ayotzinapa students, are alive. And I think the announcement by the forensics team, the Argentine forensics team, is only going to purvey or maintain that sentiment that their children still could be found alive. Cody.
All right, Clayton, so that hope remains that they will find those students alive. Thanks again to Clayton Kahn joining us live from Mexico tonight. Now, despite sparking outrage by saying he had had enough of a press conference offering information on the case, Mexico's Attorney General Jesus Murillo was unrepentant on national television Monday. Last week, Murillo tried to cut short a news conference saying, quote, "I've had enough." His words quickly went viral and protesters painted the phrase on his office doors, but a defiant Murillo expressed no regret over the gaffe.
Naturally, I don't need to lie. I'm as human as anybody, and I also get tired. I've been sleeping for 4 hours for the past 30 days, and on that day, I hadn't slept for 40. I had also traveled from Chilpancingo, and the truth is when you listen to them, it affects you when faced with helplessness of not being able to give them an immediate truth.